Hi, and welcome to another Excel demo with Rich Kerr. In this scenario, we're going to take a look at Excel's take function. So this new function is part of the ongoing collection of array functions that will spill forward multiple responses to a single function. So these are those scenarios where you have a result set that's more than just one value, and you need the results to populate into multiple cells, and this will happen automatically. In the case of the take function, it allows you to extract any number of rows and or columns from the top or bottom or left or right side of an array of data. So let's say for our first example, I want to pull out the top 3 rows from that list on the left. Now I've already named this or set this as a table, and I've named the table invoices. So that just makes the syntax a little bit easier when you don't have to use typical address format. So we'll say equals take here in cell E2, and my array is this table called invoices, right? That's one of the reasons why we like tables, comma, and a required argument is the number of rows I wish to extract. So let's say I want to extract the top 4 rows from that list. You'll note that the number of columns is optional. You can tell that because of the square brackets around the columns parameter. So if I don't mention the number of columns, it just pulls back the top 4. And I already had gone and formatted the numeric formatting for columns F and G to be date and accounting style. That doesn't happen automatically, so be aware of that. When you extract data using the take function, it doesn't pull over the formatting, so you'll have to format your cells, and I had already done that. So that's an example of grabbing the top 4 rows. Let's take a look at getting some data from the bottom of an array. So if I say equals take open paren, and I reference my array invoices, but let's say I want the bottom 5 rows, so we'll say -5 close paren. Again, I didn't mention anything about the number of columns, so it defaults to grabbing all the columns, and those are the last 5 columns in that array. Well, let's say you wanted to do something a little more specific. So let's say I just wanted the last, say, 3 invoices from that list. So if I come over to the amount column over here and I say equals take open paren, and I reference my array again, invoices, my number of rows, let's say we want the last 3, so -3, but now I don't want all the columns. Maybe I just want the rightmost column, so we'll say -1, right? So that would bring back the rightmost column, and there we go. Those are the 3 last numeric values from this array. So what's nice about that is you can really specify exactly where you want to extract data from an array. Perhaps you want to wrap this in another function to get the average, right? Maybe you want to know the average of the last, say, 5 invoices. So maybe you want to kind of keep a run of that. So average of last 5 invoices. So you would simply say equals take open paren, my array is called invoices, comma, -5 for the last 5 rows, but then comma, -1 for just the amount column. That's the column coming from the right side. And so we would then put all of that, though, inside the average function, right? We know how the take function works now. Just throw it inside the average function, and there you go. So you'll now have those 5 numbers inside the average, and we get 127K. Now, to validate that, we can simply select manually the last 5 entries, and we can see in our auto calculate area that that indeed is 127,000. So this is the take function. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for checking in. Please come back soon for more Excel demos with Rich Kerr. Have a productive day. Peace.